University of Hong Kong is an international university which emphasizes the integration of research and teaching. The university promotes diversified, cross-cultural studies through various educational programs. To promote our educational vision, City University of Hong Kong produced a series called Beyond Boundaries, Dialogue with Presidents of World's Leading Educational Institutions. Professor Wei Guo, President of City University of Hong Kong, talks to presidents of universities and principals of high schools around the world, exploring each other's strengths and looking forward to the future direction of educational development. This Israeli university was established 36 years before Israel declared its independence in 1948. In its history of more than 100 years, it has made significant contributions to Israel's economic, military, and technological development. This is Technion, Israel Institute of Technology, founded in 1912 during the reign of the Ottoman Empire. Einstein visited the institute in 1923 when it was under preparation. After he returned to Germany, he established the first Technion Society and served as its chairman. In 1924, the Technion Israel Institute of Technology in Haifa officially opened, signifying the beginning of nearly a century of outstanding teaching and research. The Institute has produced 3 Nobel Prize winners. In addition, it has collaborated with 4 other Nobel Prize winners. 70% of the founders and managers of high-tech companies in Israel are alumni of the Institute. For a young country facing major challenges arising from the natural environment, geopolitical situation, and religious tolerance, the Technion has undoubtedly made a vital contribution to the development of Israel's economy, defense, and science and technology, serving as the mainstay of this startup nation. The Institute's research and teaching activities are at the forefront of the world in many fields, such as chemistry, nanotechnology, life sciences, stem cell studies, water resources management, renewable energy, and space technology. Today, we are honored to have Professor Yuri Savan, President of the Technion Israel Institute of Technology, to share with us his unique experience and vision of leading an important institution in Israel. Professor Wei Guo, President of City University of Hong Kong, is well known for his research on the reliability of electronic systems and nuclear energy. In his early years, he worked at Bell Laboratories in the United States, who held the position of department head and dean of the School of Engineering in an American university, and was conferred academicians in various countries. Professor Wei Guo has served as the president of City U for more than 10 years. His philosophy of education is summarized in the lyrics of the City U anthem, which he wrote, "Learn and question beyond boundaries." Professor Wei Guo has also published several books about education. He is particularly concerned about the challenges facing contemporary education around the world.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are really pleased to be at Technion, Israel Institute of Technology, to have this very productive conversation with its president, Sivan. 各位朋友，以色列是一个非常值得我们尊敬的国家。刘禹锡曾经说过：“山不在高，水不在深。”他们形容一个环境、陋室、国家、个人不在大，而在精。但是，我特别跟大家介绍陋室铭里面的其他部分，就是说，胎痕上阶绿，草色入帘青，谈笑有鸿儒，往来无白丁。这个最适合形容以色列，他们的国家识字率非常高，文化非常发达。以色列没有香港的繁华，但是以色列有文化，他的大学排名普通，但是表现非常杰出。失事陋室，惟吾德馨。The state of Israel was established in 1948. It has a short history, and your university was established in 1912. It's not a big university, but it has been extremely productive. As a renowned physicist, tell us how this university, Technion, has been so successful in such a short period of time.
Well, actually, the history of the Technion dates even earlier. It dates to 1901, the Fifth Zionist Congress, which is half a century before the State of Israel was established. And have to say that, you know, one should imagine the vision. I mean, it was still the Ottoman Empire ruling the country. But still, some of the Jewish leaders realized that if we are to have a state, which was not certain at all, I mean, before First World War even, then it will depend on a technical school. And they proposed that school, and indeed construction commenced in 1911, ended in 1912, and only the university itself opened its gates in 1924, so in 2 years we will be celebrating our first centennial. But, you know, you were asking about our success. I believe that it is impossible to understand it without looking into history. Many times I've been asked, well, so there are so many wonderful technical schools around the world. What distinguishes the Technion? And there is a clear answer to that. And the answer is that since we were established before the State of Israel, and to a large extent we have carried out the burden of establishing this country, Israel's economy and Israel's security is part of our DNA. All the civil infrastructures you see, roads, railroads, water systems, all of our industry either started here or was started by Technion alumni. So necessity is certainly an important ingredient. I mean, as I mentioned, everything you see in the country started here. I mean, all of our industry, starting with our aerospace industry and going to microelectronics, optoelectronics, nanotechnology in more
your expertise.
Yes, in recent years, the chemical engineering, food engineering, and so on. So this is probably one aspect.
Technion Israel Institute of Technology is at the forefront of the world's cutting-edge scientific and technological research fields. The institute also carries out the burden of establishing the country. Professor Yuri Sivan, president of the Technion Israel Institute of Technology, believes that the scientific and technological achievements of Israel and the institute originate from the spirit of the Jews. They are always eager to ask questions and to search for answers.
The other aspect is the Jewish tradition of asking questions. You know, there is a very nice story which I like very much about Isidore Rabi. Isidore Rabi was an American physicist, very famous American, well-known American physicist, Jewish, I mean. And he was once asked in an interview what actually directed him to science. And he said, well, it was my mother. And then the person who was interviewing him asked him, well, was your mother anywhere near science or anything? He said, no. She was just ordinary household mother. But whenever I came back from school, she didn't ask me, what did you learn today, Izzy? She used to ask me, Izzy, did you ask a good question today? So this culture of asking questions is part of the Jewish culture, and as you know, it is also what leads to scientific discoveries and so on. So it is part of the Jewish tradition, I would say, and also, of course, supplemented by extensive waves of immigration from Europe and so on. Israel is a refugee country. In 1948, we have 600,000, just 600,000 Jewish. The population was 600,000 people, and now we are nearly 9 million. So huge waves of immigration, both from North Africa and from the Middle East, but also from Europe, from the as a result of Second World War. But the Technion was built to a large extent by refugees from Europe, Germany, Austria, Poland, Russia, and so on. I mean, that was the academic world at that time into the country, and that gave us a boost, a tremendous boost in culture. So it's probably the combination of all three aspects. First of all, necessity, then Jewish tradition, and immigrants that helped kick off the scientific activity in the country.
Well, I agree, and to raise questions is, I think, it's more important in the learning process than what have you learned. You have had a lot of difficulties from the rest of the world over the years, but then your university, you have roughly 14,000 students, but I noticed that you save 20% to the Arabs. And I think that's admirable. And you promote justice and peace and use the technology and to help the world to be more harmonious, more peaceful. and make friends with the neighbors that have been surrounding you. I hope you can elaborate a little bit more about diversity and justice and looking for peace attitude.
Well, you're absolutely right. If you read the vision dictated by the founding fathers more than 100 years ago, it is already, I mean, same ideology. It says that the university should be open to everybody, regardless of religion, ethnicity, gender, you name it. I mean, it is in our constitution, more than 100 years old vision. And we are very careful to save that in our daily life. So we feel responsibility to having an inclusive campus where all segments of Israeli society, we go long way so that everybody feels wanted, secured, free to express their views. Now, with regard to, I would say, well, women are not minority. I mean, women are actually 51%. They're majority, but in STEM, obviously, they're minority. So we have been working for years to increase the number of, for instance, female students. And this year, the percentage of female students among our freshmen is 44%. Same thing for ethnicity representation. We have been, with the help of some of our supporters, we have been working diligently to increase the number of our students among our students. And I'm very proud to say that their percent of, in the population is about 22%, and within our undergraduate students, it's already 24%, and it will more or less saturate. So it's good representation of their fraction in the population.
I have also noticed that your graduates have had many startups, and they established their own companies, and many of them are in the high-tech companies. And as a result, I understand you have an initiative with Cornell University to establish a Cornell Tech. Usually, the idea of the industrial parks, they are funded by government. They put off campus, but near university. But the program you have at Cornell is you have startup on campus. I would be glad to hear a little bit more about this.
Gladly. Well, actually, we're invited there because of our tradition in technology transfer, commercialization, etc. And of course, it's a wonderful opportunity for us, and we have a wonderful partner. I mean, Cornell is an incredible university. By the way, as far as I know, we are the only foreign university operating on American soil. And I can tell you that in the past 2 years, Technion faculty and students started up approximately 40 companies. And we became what is probably the largest holding company in the country. We have shares in over 130 companies in the country. And like you were mentioning, we are now in the process of actually inviting a small number of strategic industrial partners into campus. Last example was is an agreement we signed with Google. We're going to set here some research facilities, but we have we were announced by Intel as a strategic partner, 1 out of 6 universities globally, and so on and so forth.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you enjoy this particular conversation with President Savan. I can make the conclusion really long because this one is very rich. But I can say that the Technion has been so successful. It's not because they have done good research, they outreach to the community, their alumni have been very successful. They have a good strategic plan. They empower the minority communities. We thank you for coming to this session. I really appreciate this opportunity to have carried this conversation with President Sivan in his very busy schedule. It's really an honor to be here. Thank you very much.
In the next episode, Professor Wei Kuo, president of City University of Hong Kong, will bring the audience to the Simon Fraser University in Vancouver. Being regarded as the most community-engaged university in Canada, the university actively works with government and community organizations to solve social problems collaboratively.